Is Erik ten Hag's current Man United team any better than his famous Ajax squad from 2019? I don't think so. So let's put it to the test. A combined 11 to see which team is better. And I'm only giving myself 30 minutes to make the decision. So I'm not here all night. Right, let's start with the goalkeeper. They both look pretty similar. Onana goes in because it'd be weird if he didn't. So as I start to put together this puzzle, let me explain why. I wanted to find out, is Ten Hag failing to build a second successful team, and how hard is it to do? With 4 academy graduates and £170 million, were his Dutch underdogs actually better than his attempt at rebuilding the mighty Man United? Well, let's look at the second centre-back. We've got De Ligt versus Lindelof. For me, I think that's pretty obvious. Daley Blind has played for both teams and has always looked 47. Now, for the fullbacks, that kind of gets a bit tricky. Left side is easy. Left side is easy, I think. But it isn't fair to just look at Erik ten Hag. I did this exact exercise with 2 more managers to see how easy is it really to build a second team. The first of which was Jurgen Klopp. I compared his most recent lineup to his most successful Dortmund team ever. A team that won 2 consecutive Bundesligas and a double in 2012. Now, one thing that pops out looking at these 2 teams is that it's not exactly fair. This Dortmund team, apart from Goetze, was a full-strength team back in 2012, whereas Liverpool, far from it. A good example of this is the centre-backs. Matip and Gomez are far from first-team quality right now, whereas Dortmund have the 2 centre-backs that conceded only 25 goals that season. So we're going to give the centre-halves to Dortmund. Now, looking at the 2 midfields, this is where it gets a little trickier. This Dortmund team were incredibly successful, and a lot of that has to do with the midfield, and to this day is the only team in 11 years to dethrone Bayern. For me, Gundogan has to go in there, but I'm just going to edge the other 2 to Liverpool. Really, a balanced team of both Dortmund and Liverpool, but due to some undroppables like Trent, Alisson and Salah, Liverpool just about edge it. So there's one manager that has been able to build a better second team. So how are we looking on the Man United front? Let's go for that double pivot. Eriksen and Casemiro versus De Jong and Shone. One of them is a Champions League winner, and the other one I hadn't heard of until now. So, Jesus Christ, Eriksen looks really old in that photo. Although they're in the same formation, actually going player for player is quite tricky. Before we reveal the Erik ten Hag combined 11, let's move on to our second manager, and it's Unai Emery. This one might be controversial. I compared the last team sheet he provided in Aston Villa colours versus that infamous Arsenal team of the Europa League final. And trust me, when you put them side to side, you get this. 3 Arsenal players. It's a full Aston Villa defence, and I can already hear you shouting about me leaving out Cech. My reasoning is because Martinez is a World Cup winner, first of all, and he is in his peak, whereas Cech was about 10 years out of his peak in 2019. Diaby switches to left wing because I think he had to be in there somewhere, and Xhaka makes up the midfield partnership because I think in the end he proved himself in Arsenal colours. Lacazette makes it in over Aubameyang. I mean, Watkins is better than both of them, but I think the Frenchman has proved to be an asset for multiple teams rather than failing at Barcelona and Chelsea. So that is 2 managers now that have been able to create better second teams. But has Ten Hag been able to? The amount of money that's gone into that Man United team, and for it to be this close, is crazy. Ziyech and Antony, for me, both of them haven't delivered at all. So do I go potential over given receipts? I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. I'm swapping him. He goes in there, 100%. And that's it. That's my combined 11. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Ladies and gentlemen, after comparing the current Man United team with the Ajax team of 2019, this is my combined 11. Onana goes in because he played for both teams. In defence, it doesn't look great for Man United. Only Martinez gets in. Tagliafico and Mazraoui are both better than the 2 fullbacks at Man United. They just are. But in the midfield is where Man United make up a lot of numbers. Both Casemiro and Fernandes replace Shone and Van der Beek. Van der Beek, of course, played for both teams and failed at 50% of them. And De Jong simply has to go in there because most Man United fans would trade a bollock for him to be at Old Trafford. So with Onana playing for both teams, we can forget about him. And Ajax are currently 4-3 up in the combined 11. Man United need at least 2 more players to have a better team. So at left wing, Rashford clearly gets in ahead of Neres, but at striker, I think Tadic is a better player than Martial. And at right wing, well, Antony is only playing for Man United because Ziyech was sold from Ajax. So for me, Ziyech gets in ahead of him. So with only 4/5 players from Man United and 6/7 players from Ajax 2019, Erik ten Hag's attempt at rebuilding Manchester United isn't even as good as his team from 4 years ago.